So then he sent me some things about kind of the more personal end of this. And the more personal end of this looks like this. And I'm going to be careful here because there's things I can say and there's things I can't say. As I look, I'll try to read these. Talking about April. Apparently, someone gave Nick an ultimatum that said you can live the good Christian trad life or you can have your blonde hair. And he had to be put to a choice. And he could have chosen April. If he wanted her, he could have had her. He said no. He denied her. He rejected her. He said no, thank you. So April has been denied. That's all got to go. That's all got to be finished because someone somewhere, whether it was a relative, friend, whatever, laid down the law and said it's either this or that. Now, my source also says with all of this situation, he's never held any of the cards. Other people have. I know she's your ex-wife, but I make no apologies. April, that silly didn't realize how much power she had. And then he said in a couple of sentences later, the man is broken. He says, I'm not going to share specifics, but I'll say he sounds like a lovesick teenager. It's fucking sad to see. This isn't what he wants to do, but he wasn't given much of a choice. It turns out you bailed just in time. Well, I mean, it's not really what I'm worried about. And then I asked the person, I said, so he actually wants April. And my source says it's not just April. He wants whatever he wants. That was very interesting. So Nick was put to a decision by people. And it was, you gotta go with her or you gotta cut her loose. You gotta go with the side piece or you gotta cut her loose. And he told her, hit the bricks. That was apparently the choice. And his choice was she gotta go. And then he gets into the trying to offer to be a counselor, school visitor, and YouTube personality, talking about the harms of taking drugs. And he offered that so that they would let him drink while he was on probation. I believe that one because that lines up with the Nick I know. Nick has this idea that he's starting off on a higher intellectual plane than the other people who are laughing at him because, he thinks because he can't see their intellect, he must be on a higher plane. They're just up so much higher than him. He literally thought, he's like, well, I want to drink. So if I want to drink, I'll just offer them something. And because I'm offering them anything, they'll just give me what I want. They'll just give me my way because I'm offering something. And then if they say no, he chimps out and he goes, well, they're being unfair. I offered and they're just too stupid. And that was that comment he made not long ago where he's like, I just have to make the prosecution see and understand that it's just a waste of their time to. You can't be the guy who makes a YouTube personality about not taking drugs and talking to kids at schools when the whole reason you made the deal was so you could abuse substances like alcohol is a substance. So that was wild to hear. And then to hear that Nick kind of got tard wrangled, that's been a theory a lot of people had. And that turned out to be true. So that actually makes me feel not bad for April because she made her bed. But now she's twisting in the wind. Now what is she going to do? Because that house is sold. She's out. She's done. I don't know what you do from there. Hey, you know what the best part is? Not my pig, not my farm. Let's catch up with it. So that's the gossip I have for you guys. That's the inside scoop. Again, that came from someone who claims that they talked to Nick directly, and that's what they know. I will not reveal my source. As long as I didn't mention names, they said we could use that on the show. Mr. Me with $5 says, drunk Nick impression. Thanks, $5. Jack Brennan with $20 says, I'm loaded right now and want to bang Ape. Can I have plea hearing, please? Thank you very much, Jack Brennan. I appreciate your candor. Thanks for the $20. JMB says, Aaron, that's a lie. She looks 40. I'm trying to be nice. Good on Brett Mack says, good on you, bud. Got out before the dirty bomb went off. Well, it's not like I got out unscathed, you know. We all got to learn lessons from this. Mr. Beat says, I love thinking I've got front row seats to the end of the world. Yankee says, court-ordered treatment never works. Yeah, that's kind of what the guy I talked to today said. He goes, if they're court-ordered not to drink or do drugs and they're not like apologetic and they don't think they have a problem, they're not going to make it. In fact, I was looking this up. The largest percentage of people who offend when they're on probation for alcohol is the DUI. That's the thing that always ends up getting them. Chad Buzamok says, Chrissy got you the info. I'm not going to tell you who got me the info. Not going to do that. Deutsch Chad says, I'm an addict myself, and if you don't get help, 1% of addicts stay clean. Right. It's one of those things where, like, he's bargaining. He's still in the bargaining stage of mourning when it comes to losing alcohol. He's bargaining with the state. Like, I'll turn my YouTube, the thing that used to make him millions, doing the Johnny Depp trial and stuff like that. He's like, I will take that. I will take my whole online existence, which is essentially his whole existence because he's just blabbing to strangers online. He's saying, I will take my entire existence and way to make money and gear it all towards just saying how shitty drugs are if you'll just let me drink. I mean, that to me screams problem. Screams problem. His behavior isn't unique among addicts. He has every character defect. JMB says, I bet they denied that faster than to lift Ralph's warrants. Rusty Grammar just says, you have to be fucking shitting me. Again, this is a source that claims they got this directly from Nick himself. That's what he claims. Turd Burglar says, so his proposal was an actual bit from the Chappelle show. Yes, he did the, what's his name? The Tyrone Bigham's bit where he went and took a shit in the trash can at the school. Yeah, he did that. Yeah, that same exact thing. Now that you mention it, it's the same bit. Deutsch Chad simply writes, whoa, buddy. McBuster says the court is used to dealing with addicts and alcoholics daily. Nick is such a sheltered Nepo kid. He will never beat random testing for 2 years. Atomic Ray says he's still on some shit. No way someone goes from attorney to lawyer and offer their legal advice for punishment. We have suffered enough, Nick. You suffer. Jonesy the Cat says Nick could have totally fed people stories knowing you do exactly this. No, this is a guy who... This is a guy... let's just put it this way. This is a vetted source. And they're good. Poe says, LOL, Mr. Mackie Ricada. Drugs are bad, okay? You shouldn't do drugs because they're bad, okay? Chad Buzamok says, I kind of have a feeling Aaron seems to have a little ill will toward this Nicholas fella. Not at all. Not at all. Salt of the earth. I hope he turns everything around. I hope that new YouTube channel about the dangers of drugs